many of the ministries involved in infrastructure and led by Niti Aayog. And we are very delighted today that an overall framework for improving program and project management is in place, as well as the entire IN book, which is the India Book of Knowledge for program and project management, which will be the basis for certification of program and project managers and the basis on which we can improve program and project management in India so that we can fulfill the targets set for us by our leaders, and that we will improve the quality of programs, the quality of infrastructure, and the timing and budgets of the investments that we are making in infrastructure. So the purpose today is to launch this. And as I said, we are very delighted to have the right sets of people here to do so. So without any additional comments, can I request CEO Niti Aayog, who has been driving this for the last 12 months, to kick us off? Amitabh, over to you.
Honorable Shri Nitin Gadkari ji, Minister for MoRTH, MSME, our Chief Guest, and Honorable Shri Piyush Goyal ji, our Minister for Railways, Consumer Affairs, Commerce, Industries, many things, sir. We are really honored to have both of you here because infrastructure is really the key, and both the Honorable Mr. Gadkari and Mr. Piyush Goyal, in his earlier capacity as Power Minister, Coal Minister, and Mr. Gadkari has so vigorously driven the Bharatmala project, the corridors, many projects. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are undertaking many innovative and ambitious mega projects in India like Sagarmala, Bharatmala, industrial corridors, smart cities mission. These are all mega projects. These are complex in nature, and technologies and management approaches it continuously require many projects. Many projects join together to create these mega projects, and therefore there is a need to have professional project managers. There is a need to have professional program managers, so that projects can all be delivered without time and cost overruns. This is something which the Honorable Prime Minister has been emphasizing in all our reviews, and this is something which is critical, and the Honorable Minister, Mr. Gadkari, has been driving this in the highways program I have seen. And this need for visibility and control over several projects simultaneously is where program management comes into focus. Now, program management has been pursued in other countries, but in India, we've not had a body of written literature, written knowledge, which everyone could pursue. And therefore, program management integrates the individual elements of the project in order to achieve a common objective. And the common objective is top-class delivery within the time schedule. It is entirely cross-functional in its approach, managing across the various disciplines of constituent projects, such as engineering, really top-class designing, planning, procurement, construction, and finance, as well as components like power, water, highways, waste management, telecommunication, multi-use development. And program management is strategic in nature, while project management is tactical in nature. But I am really delighted that we have the Honorable Minister, Mr. Gadkari, who's such a vigorous driver of infrastructure. He's delivered so much for this country in highways, and so passionately involved with quality of projects. So we are very honored to have you, sir, all the way from Chennai. And we have great honor of having with us Mr. Piyush Goyal, one of our most dynamic ministers, who has driven power, who has driven coal, and who's driving industries, commerce, and more importantly, who has driven railways with such energy now. And I've had the pleasure of working with him in as far as railways projects is concerned, and he's given a new life there. So having both the ministers in such key infrastructure ministries, they are, as well as experienced practitioners from industry, academia, and public sectors, we are all ready to adopt and institutionalize the profession of program and project management in India. And we are very happy that Quality Council of India under Mr. Adil Zainul Bhai has taken the lead to drive this forward and created this unique technical baseline for this practice of program and project management in India. Thank you very much.
Amitabh, thank you very much. And once again, thank you for your leadership over the last 12 months to help us get to this stage. Can I now request Honorable Minister Piyush Goyal to release the video for this? That'll just give you a little bit more background on program and project management and the policy framework. I think we've lost the minister. No, there we go. Why don't we start?
I'm very much here.
Oh, okay. So Piyush, please give us the go ahead to start the video. Go ahead, please play the video.
With India leaping ahead in its quest to become a self-reliant economic powerhouse, it needs a paradigm shift in its approach towards infrastructure development for sustaining its economic growth. Infrastructure development, especially in India, has always been a challenge due to its complexities and short-term and long-term strategies
somebody who was known for his excellent work in infrastructure right from the time he was a minister in the government of Maharashtra over 2 decades ago, when he did the impossible. He created roads of world-class quality, the Mumbai-Pune Expressway, when he created over 50 flyovers, which till today are the lifeline of Mumbai. Somebody who can be recognized as the infrastructure man of India. It's a privilege to be sharing the dais with him on this very important program. Amitabh Kant, CEO of Niti Aayog, somebody who works with a lot of passion, takes up a project and relentlessly pursues it until he succeeds. Happy to have you lead this initiative along with Quality Council of India, and Adil Zainul Bhai really comes with a rich array of experience with McKinsey. I'm also delighted that you have involved the National Institute for Chartered Program and Project Professionals. So we have a terrific combination, the Niti Aayog, NICPP and the QCI, working in tandem to come out with this wonderful document, which Honorable Minister Gadkari ji is going to release today. My congratulations to all of you for this collaboration to design the NPNPF. And I have no doubt in my mind, this is going to transform the way Indian infrastructure projects are implemented. In fact, right after this call, after this virtual engagement, I have 3 reviews lined up. I'm reviewing the dedicated freight corridor, which I review every week. Then I'm reviewing the Kevadia line, which goes to the Statue of Unity. We have Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel's anniversary coming up on 31st. We are committed to completing the rail connectivity to the Statue of Unity by 31st December. Until last month, I was reviewing it every month. Now, because we are close to completion, I review it every 15 days. And the first station modernization cum development program at Gandhinagar, where we've set up a beautiful station and a 5-star hotel right outside Mahatma Mandir, where Vibrant Gujarat is held and very important international engagements are held. That will also be commissioned in the next 2 months. Collectively, these 3 projects are going to be reviewed all through today evening. And I'm going to share my learnings out of your proposals and out of the work that your team has done to see how we can use that and engage in the railways with that. In fact, your document will really help in the systematic development of quality project management professional work. It's really the need of the hour in India, and we need to evolve better practices. We need to have much better systems in place. There can be absolutely no 2 doubts about it. And I'm sure government can leverage this framework that you have developed to bridge the gap between demand and supply of world-class professionals for managing projects, not only in India. I think we have a huge scope for sending our professionals to the rest of the world also and earn for our country a great name and great value. Nobody can deny that infrastructure is going to be the backbone of Atmanirbhar Bharat, the new India that we envisage, an India where everybody has access to quality infrastructure, where we have world-class ports, world-class airports, world-class railway system, world-class roadways, coastal and domestic inland waterways. All of this infrastructure collectively is going to help us bring down logistics costs, become more cost competitive internationally, and truly engage with the world, not on the back of subsidies and government giving us crutches, but on the back of our own competitive strength, on the back of our own ability to compete with any other country in the world when it comes to providing goods and services through greater engagement with the rest of the world. What are the good principles that really help us manage projects well and transform the way infrastructure is implemented in India? I'd like to share with you one small experience that I personally had with the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. I possibly mentioned it earlier to you, Adil Bhai, or to you, Amitabh Ji, but I'd like to share with all the colleagues on this call my own experience of January 2015. On the 5th of January 2015, we had launched the Ujala program, under which we had planned that over the next 4.5 years, we will introduce LED bulbs in a big way in the country. And the target was, and believed to be an impossible target, that we will replace 770 million. That is 77 crore LED incandescent bulbs. You know, the old incandescent bulbs, they are called, I think, lattus or something in Hindi. Those old bulbs we were replacing with LED bulbs. We set a target of 77 crore in 4.5 years. And mind you, before Prime Minister Modi's government came in, our company, which was spearheading this project, EESL, was only doing 6 lakh bulbs in a year. 1 year, 6 lakh bulbs. Target Prime Minister set before us, 77 crore in 4.5 years. We launched it on 5th January. Project was being rolled out. Idea was to bring down cost, make it to such large scale that it becomes very competitively priced and all Indians can replace it, so that we bring down carbon emissions and bring down energy consumption. Every unit of energy saved, as Nitin Gadkari ji often says, is equal to 1.33 units of energy produced. So we bring down carbon consumption, energy consumption, and the electricity bills of our consumers. That project was launched. A month and a half after that, I had gone to the Prime Minister to report and discuss some coal auction projects and what the progress was. I was at his residence early morning, 9 o'clock. We finished the discussion on the coal auction. I just got up to leave. And the Prime Minister says, Piyush, abhi tak kitne bulb bike hain? I was jolted. I am the minister handling, several portfolios. I didn't know how many bulbs had been sold till that day. I said, sir, मैं पता करके आपको बताता हूँ. He said, बैठो. And then I got Adil bhai. I've been in business. I've been a management student for over 3 decades before I became a minister. But I got my biggest lesson of management from the Honorable Prime Minister that morning. He asked me to sit down and he said, Piyush, projects cannot be executed like this. You will not be successful unless you are hands-on on the project. Monitoring and accountability will determine the fate of your project, the success of your project. अच्छी निगरानी रखोगे तो आप जिम्मेदारी ठहरा सकोगे किसका काम ठीक है, कौन काम ठीक नहीं कर रहा है. जिम्मेदारी ठहरानी है तो निगरानी जरूरी है. And that day was like a wake-up call for me. I came out from his residence. Within a week, we had the Ujala dashboard up and about. And from that day to today, on a 30-second or 1-minute basis, on real time, the nation knows how many LED bulbs EESL has sold in the country and how many LED bulbs on a monthly basis the private sector is selling. And as against the target of 77 crores in 4.5 years, the country actually achieved, between government and the private sector put together, over 150 crore bulbs in 4.5 years. I doubt you will get a incandescent bulb in the marketplace today, even if you were to go out and search for it. If at all you'll get it, you'll get an antique piece which will be priced at 1,000 rupees. It will be an antique piece or a designer piece. LED prices came down by 85%, became affordable for every citizen of India. And we've saved millions of tons of carbon dioxide every year. We've saved billions of units of electricity consumption, and our consumers are saving anywhere between 40 and 50,000 crores for the bulbs sold both by the private sector and the government company ESL. Lessons such as these are abundant in your document that you have presented to us today. And I'm sure our engineers, our project management teams can learn a lot as we implement the 103 crore national infrastructure pipeline that the Honorable Prime Minister has approved, that is now in public domain, and which will be the cornerstone of India's rapid recovery in the post-COVID world. In railways also, where we have a current year target of 1.62 lakh crore of capex, we are using a number of management principles and good management, project management practices, like prioritizing projects, using our scarce resources judiciously, focusing on high density routes, freight routes, last mile connectivity projects, port connectivity projects, projects to the coal mines, projects where our farmers can benefit through Kisan Rail, and we have identified 58 supercritical and 68 critical projects which are of strategic importance, which in the next 4 years we shall complete and which will significantly enhance our capacity to serve passengers and freight. Similarly, we are constantly innovating with newer practices, doing a grassroots root cause analysis approach to resolve problems, doing a lot of monitoring exercise, and ensuring that we once again get the railway project implementation of track. Gone are the days where projects would take 50 years to implement. You know, we have a project in West Bengal which was started in 1974, and till today we are not able to complete it. It's half done in bits and pieces. Just like Honorable Gadkari ji guided, Honorable Prime Minister guided, now we don't take up a project till we have the full land in our control. And once we have the land, then we start implementing the projects. Similarly, we are looking at innovative ways of financing projects. We are looking at going more and more for EPC projects. And I'm also working just like we did in power, where in transmission projects, Power Grid had to bid along with all private sector and be in competition and earn their projects. No nomination of projects. We found Power Grid became more efficient, cost came down by 15 to 20%, and we were able to save for the nation thousands of crores of rupees. Similarly, in railways, we are now trying to get all our PSUs to compete with the private sector and stand on their own legs. No more nomination, EPC projects, which will help everybody to compete and may the best company win. I'm really grateful to all of you for showing us the right way to manage projects efficiently, to bring excellence in project management, and truly make planning the bulwark for the future of efficiency and energize the infrastructure system. In conclusion, I can only quote Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who said, excellence is a continuous process and not an accident. While on the one hand, I'm happy to share with you, in the last 18 months in the Indian Railways, not a single passenger has died because of a railway accident, not a single passenger. And I pray to God to continue to bless our country, the railways, and our passengers with His benevolence and protect the safety of our passengers. We on our part will continue to focus a lot on safety, but let's make project execution also a continuous process. Let us all work together under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to truly make project implementation India's strength and take Indian infrastructure to new heights of glory. Thank you very much for your patience. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
That you've learned on this, and hopefully some of these are included in our book. Thanks very much for what you're doing at Railways, and I'm sure as we move ahead, we will hope that we will certify many project and program managers within Railways and help you speed up and bring under budget many of your large-scale infrastructure projects. Can I now request Honorable Minister Gadkari and Honorable Minister Piyush Goyal to unveil in the book, which is called InBook, which is the India Book of Knowledge. Let me first start out by apologizing for the weight of this book. Gadkari Sahab and Piyush Sahab, I don't know if you had to launch a book of this weight, but it only reflects the incredible amount of work that has been done by various teams and various project managers. I think collectively some hundreds of years of experience have gone into putting this, and we will keep updating it as we move along. So with that, can I request you to please unveil this book? Thank you, and launch it. Thank you.
Chairmanचं नाव काय? Chairman Quality Council.
up to 2 kilograms.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, may I request the Honorable Minister, Mr. Gadkari, to kindly inaugurate, after launching this book, to kindly inaugurate and deliver his keynote address.
Thank you very much. My cabinet colleague, Honorable Piyush Goyal ji, CEO of Niti Aayog, Adaraniya Amitabh Kant ji, Chairman of Quality Council of India, Sri Adil Bhai, all leading financial firms, global EPC firms, technology firms, academic institutions, and dear friends. First of all, this is one of the important subjects which is related with the development of future India. Our Prime Minister has given a vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat. And for that Atmanirbhar Bharat, he has given us a target of making of infrastructure in the country. In every country, for the development, economic development, 4 important things are there. One is water, power, transport, and communication. Without that, we cannot get industry and industrial investment. And without industry, we cannot create employment potential. And without that, we cannot eradicate the poverty. Now, presently, it is the time for the country that we are getting our 22 to 24% contribution in GDP from manufacturing sector, 52, 56% from service sector, and at the same time, 16% from agriculture allied industries. Now, this is the time for making India a global strong economy. It is very important for the country to develop the good infrastructure. First of all, I am giving my special thanks to Amitabh Kant ji and Niti Aayog for making research, study, and making a detailed report on the Indian infrastructure body of knowledge. I feel this is really a great achievement for the country. Personally, I am giving my special thanks to all stakeholders and Niti Aayog and particularly Amitabh ji. One of the important things which is related with this subject is, my suggestion is, if you can get time for your team, I will spare some time with you and I will give you some practical feedback about what are the problems we are facing. At the time at 95, when I was minister in Mumbai, we have at that time. You are listening? Is there any problem?
Everyone go on mute, then we won't get any.
At the time in 1995, I got opportunity to become a public works minister in Maharashtra. And I got opportunity to construct Worli-Bandra ceiling project, Mumbai-Pune Express Highway, and 55 flyovers in Mumbai. At that time, first time we introduced the new concept of management, that is project management consultancy. We divided Mumbai-Pune Express Highway into 10 packages. And for 10 packages, we have appointed a project management consultancy. Starting from alignment to land acquisition, getting permission from environment and forest, and all type of work, just like in the marriage. We are appointing a one agency for starting from taking bank to everything. That is exactly the principle of that concept. And for that reason, I am telling you, at that time, we have received the tender from the Reliance at that time. Dhirubhai Ambani was there. The tender received in 96-97. The cost of the tender was 3,600 crore. And today that cost may be come to more than 30, 35, 40,000 crore. But at the time, there was 3 tender, but we have taken a decision, and particularly there was 3 tender, but we decided to reject that tender. And we formulate the corporation name as MSRDC. I am the founder chairman of that corporation in Mumbai now. They are doing a lot of good work. They are making Samruddhi Express Highway now. So after that, we have gone the principle of that project management consultancy. And there was a provision for making a joint venture with an international company. For that reason, we need good technology, innovation, research, skill, people, everything. Because of the first express highway of the country. And so I am giving really a good example that you can make a study of this project. We completed this project with only with 1,650 crores in 2 years. The estimated cost, the tender cost was 3,600 crore, and half of the price we have completed this project. Then flyover project cost was 1,800 crore, and we completed only 5 flyovers actually at that time dropped, and the 50 flyovers we have completed with 950 crores. That was the saving was there. So my suggestion is, first of all, we need to find out exactly what are the problem on grassroots level. What are the problem in, we have to think about starting from tender process. And before tender, what are the technical and financial qualifications? I'm just giving an example in NHI. Just 1 month before, there was one problem for video cameras that we received the tender with 8,000 rupees per camera. Now the NHI in the tender given a condition that one person, one company we will give one region. Then the one tender, the company goes that tender. Next time, again we go for tender, and now that company quoted 12,000 rupees. And now we don't have option. The rate is high, but now we have to give them. So these are the problems that because technical and financial qualifications are very important. The financial qualifications are prepared in a way that many of the good people cannot participate in it. I am giving you the example of one of the big bridge we are making in Sahibganj. First tender we received the offer for 2,400 crore. Then at that time, because of lot of problem, it was difficult, the tender was cancelled. Then again it was tendered, the cost again come to 2,500 crore. And now presently we received the tender and we are changing the qualifications, and by which we are getting the contractor approximately the 1,700 cost is there. I am giving an example of Jhujila tunnel. 4 times we have gone for tenders, and now 5th time. Before that, we have taken a conference with Association with the tunnel manufacturing company, and that was conference with Association from Delhi and collaboration with them. And in Oberoi Hotel, we organized a workshop for a day, and we considered all the problems. And after that, before that, I am giving you the information. I got the admission file from my department for increasing the cost from taking it from 6,000, 7,000 to 11,000 crore. And at that time, I refused to sign it. But after that, I tell to my DG, my secretary and my people that it is possible that we can reduce the cost. Because there was a lot of things which was not too much important for the country, and we don't want to compromise the security. But we have decided, and after consulting all the experts, consultants and the particular tunnel contractors, we actually come to conclusion, and we will prepare the technical and financial bid. My DG is here, he is present. My secretary and my team in NHIDCL, they really contribute to the country, and we are already given tender, we are awarded the tender, the work has started, and we save 5,000 crore on one tunnel, 5,000 crore. This is only because of the way in which we have making the qualifications and technical and financial, and that's the reason that we are getting the thing done. Now the problem is that accountability, monitoring is very important. Transparency, corruption-free system is very important. At the same time, we need fast-track decision-making process. And that is very important in the government system. My suggestion, Amitabh ji, I don't want to talk many things on this open program. But don't hesitate to meet me and leave all this protocol and other things. I will tell you what are the basic problem we are facing. Actually, I can give the story of NHI. We are at least have a loss of more than 1 lakh crore because of court decisions and delay. We are at least loss of at least 2 lakh crore because of forest environment ministries not taking decisions. Our decisions are complicated. We have facing a lot of losses because of land acquisition. There are a lot of problems. Then we are making losses. Now we can't start the project because of financial appraisal take 1 year, sometimes 1.5 years. Even getting 2% bank guarantee from the bank is a very, very impossible thing. Without understanding the practical problem on grassroots level, it will be difficult to, we can increase the speed of construction. Now the problem is that now we have taken a decision that without 80% land acquisition, we will not award the contract. Now the problem when I taken charge as a minister, 403 projects, cost involved 3,85,000 crores, and I remember those days. Probably Amitabh knows that. We take a lot of help from many people, just like Niti Aayog and other people, and Arun Jaitley was our finance minister. He helped me in that. And we have taken meetings from morning 10 o'clock at night up to 12 o'clock. A common meeting was there, contractors, bankers, officers, and we resolved the issue. Even my people in the ministry, with their contribution and with the cooperation and discussion, we at least saved the Indian banks from NPA of 3 lakh crores. And today we don't have the list of these projects. 40 projects we have terminated, and we find out the solution. And that is today the transport construction equipment manufacturing companies turnover is 3 times, 4 times more. It is because that we are now giving lot of road contracts. Now my suggestion is, also you have to think about in one line about how it can be possible for us to make finance available for it. I remember when I was a minister for shipping and port, my budget was 800 crore, and 12 major port by using their strength, we have decided a big program named as Sagar Mala, and the program was of 16 lakh crore, and up till now in last 5 years we have completed the projects cost more than 6,50,000 crore. We take the advantage of the private public investment, financial institutions, and the basis of that we multiply that. I am very much confident in the financial model that if the government is going to invest 1 lakh crore, we can make the project of 6 to 7 lakh crores. That can be possible. But for that reason, we need approval from the finance department and other department where we need an integrated approach for that. So second important thing is you need to think about environment and forest clearance. You need to make the research and study of it. I am very much pro-environment. Ethics, economy, ecology and environment, these are important things. We don't want to compromise with ecology and environment. But at the same time, because of rules and regulation, the way in which it is framed, we are facing tremendous delay. But that delay is not only facing, but because of that, we are facing crores of rupees losses. So somewhere we need to find out the way for that without compromise with the environment and ecology. At the same time, delivery time is very important. I remember when I was in Mumbai, we have declared a special scheme. And that scheme was those contractors who completed flyover before time limit, he will get the award, 1 lakh rupees per day. And those who are delayed, we will make the fine to them 2 lakh rupees per day. And that totally changed the work culture. Today in a system, there is no award for the people who are doing good quality works. In time, those who are working, there is no award. For making good quality, there is no recognition. And every time everything is same. All are same. The people who are delaying project for 3 years, 5 years, again he can go for new tender, no problem. Yurushi was telling me that one of the project in Bengal, from 71 it is going on. And the cost is increased. My suggestion for all of you that you need to understand, and only don't discuss with the officers, secretaries. You discuss with ministers also. You understand the problem because they want to protect everybody. It is very difficult for them that they can bluntly talk. I am not the servant of NHI, neither of the government of India. I am a public representative. I am responsible for the country. I am responsible for the people. So I can talk anything. I don't have any bother. I am not going to bother about anything. But if the truth is there, 100% I am going to talk about it. So my suggestion is we will also in Delhi, we will discuss all these issues. The proactive performance of contractors and consultants, that is very important. The consultant, we have finalized the concept of project management consultancy. And it is a pleasure and pride for me next 3-4 days, we will declare the policy. Presently, we have a policy of independent engineer. Popularly, I am always taking his name as a dependent engineer. The engineer who is taking decision on the advice of the officer is named as independent engineer. So I change his name and call him as a dependent engineer. So today we have taken a decision to PMC, starting from alignment, land acquisition, utility shifting, forest environment clearance, and even everything. It includes construction, designing, road safety, roadside amenities, plantation, everything A to Z will be on project management consultancy, and the percentage will be fixed up on the cost of the project and we will give to the consultant. This was a very successful system in Mumbai-Pune Express Highway, and we have discussed in my department. My DG and my secretary already work very hard on it. We have prepared the policy, we consult the stakeholders, we discuss with them, and we finalize the policy, and within 3 days we are going to issue the order for that, and that can be ideal thing. My other important suggestion to you that we have to reduce the cost and improve the quality. Now, because of construction, lot of pollution is there. We can make the precast mandatory. We can reduce the cost of the flyovers and bridges. Now, I am telling you a lot of things with the confidence that we have just adopted one technology from Malaysia, where they are using steel fiber in place of steel, and that is going to reduce the cost of the flyover and bridges by 20%. But precast technology for building construction, precast technology for particularly for road construction, we need to adopt that. We have to change the rules, regulations. And the people like you in Niti Aayog, if you can make the research and study of all this problem, then only it can be possible. I am very much sure that we can reduce the cost. We have to use soil stabilized technology. We can use jute or coir in the road construction. We can create employment potential for the people, particularly in the area of Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. We can use the waste plastic up to 8% in the roads, where we can help to our ecology and environment. So there are a lot of new initiatives. We can use we can segregate the solid waste management, and from that we can use it in also as an aggregate in road construction. The Niti Aayog has already accepted our program in Maharashtra, which it is really one of my great achievement in my life. That is दौड़ने वाले पानी को चलने के लिए लगाओ, चलने वाले पानी को रुकने के लिए लगाओ, रुके हुए पानी को जमीन को पीने के लिए लगाओ. गांव का पानी गांव में, खेत का पानी खेत में और घर का पानी घर में. Or on that basis, we create the potential of irrigation is increased. We resolve the problem of 1,000 village drinking water problem, and the NHI is getting free of charge aggregate, and the government not making any loyalty on it. So these are the new innovations, new research and successful practices in the world. We need to accept the innovation, entrepreneurship, science, technology, research and successful practices. We name it as a knowledge, and conversion of knowledge into wealth is the future. My problem is we need to find out ground reality problem. We need to study making research of our tender paper. We need to work on technical and financial qualifications. And there should be performance audit. The financial audit is there, but performance audit is not there. we need to take the preventive measure and making audit of decision-making process. The officer, those who are involved, not taking decisions, and because of that, I'm always of your opinion. The people who are getting salary every month at the first, they never imagine what are the losses because of delay. And that is one of the reasons that the projects are becoming economically viable. We have a success story and we have a bad experience previously. On the basis of that, it can be a good example for you to make a research and study on. And today, first of all, I really thankful to Niti Aayog for making this taking good initiative, which is going to helpful for new future India, which our Prime Minister mission is Atmanirbhar Bharat, where we need good quality of construction, good quality of infrastructure. We need to reduce the cost. We need to reduce the waste material. At the same time, we need to think about ecology and environment. We need transparent, time-bound, result-oriented accountability and performance audit is there. Such type of system we need to develop, and at the same time, we need to develop big project in time. Exactly, you are taking a good initiative. I appreciate your book. I don't know what is in the book, but I will request you to all of your team first, please give me some time. I will discuss with you. I will tell you my practical problems because I'm working in infrastructure from 1995 I'm working in it. I'm telling you the practical problem, what are the problem for finance there people are facing, what are the problem of the contractors, because what is the problem of consultant, what is the problem of officers are facing. When they are taking good decisions, someone make right of information, no one has a moral to take the decision. If they are taking decision, the honest officer, they have to face the music. That is the problem. We have to support the officer, those who are honest and doing good performance. Otherwise, no one can take the decision. So this is really a good opportunity for me to express my vision with you. I will give my time to Niti Aayog. Even I am ready to come to Niti Aayog with Amitabh and with all your team. I will tell you about my experience. It will not be appropriate to talk all the thing on the front of all of you, but I will give my representation, my feelings, my problems to you, by which 100% you will also get some solution from that, and which can be definitely going to be strengthen the attitude and approach and decision-making process of our country. 100% at any cost, do or die, we have to fulfill the dream of our Prime Minister Modi ji of Atmanirbhar Bharat. And today you have taken a very, very important initiative by which making you that is going to save at least 1 lakh crore per year for making infrastructure cost we can reduce. We can reduce the time, and that is going to create huge employment potential and growth for the country. I'm giving you my lot of thanks to all of you. Presently I'm in Chennai, but when I am in Delhi, I will talk with you. I will discuss with you. I will suggest you all type of my problems. Even you, I will suggest you to talk with the people who are working in infrastructure from last many 20 years, 25 years. You can take also discuss with the contractors also, the big companies, their experiences, their suggestion. Even you can talk with the financial institutions. Even you can talk with the consultants, designers. And I feel that 100% we can improve the system, and that is going to contribute for our country. Amitabh ji, many, many thanks to you. Thank you to Quality Council of India and the chairman and his colleague. Thank you for all of you. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Sir, thank you very much. We are grateful to you and we'll be guided by you. As soon as you are back, sir, we'll all come to you and take your advice and guidance. And we greatly appreciate your joining us today, releasing this book and inaugurating this program. We are also very thankful to Mr. Piyush Goyal for having guided us and having joined us. So thank you very much for having joined all the way from Chennai. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Piyush ji, thank you. Gadkari ji, thank you very much. And we will take you up on your offer to listen to your